Hello and welcome. Today, we are diving deep into a tiny little rule that could totally change the game when it comes to your to-do list. It's called the 2-minute rule. But as you're about to find out, there's a secret twist. It's not just one rule.
Oh, we've all been there, right? You look at everything you have to do, that feeling of dread creeps in, and that little voice in your head just whispers, tomorrow. It's the classic siren song of procrastination, and almost everyone has fallen for it. And I'm not kidding when I say everyone. Get this. Studies show that over 80% of students admit they procrastinate regularly. So look, this isn't some personal failing. It's a pretty universal human thing. But if we want to beat it, we first have to understand what we're really up against.
So before we jump into the solution, let's just quickly break down the problem itself. Why on earth do our brains choose to put things off, even when we know it's going to cause us more stress later? And the why behind it? Well, it's probably not what you think.
You know, we tend to label procrastination as just being lazy, but modern psychology has a totally different take on it. It's actually our brain's way of managing emotions. Think about it. When a task makes us feel anxious or bored or maybe insecure, our brain's first instinct is to hit the eject button on that feeling, not necessarily on the task itself.
Dr. Tim Pycole, who's a leading expert on this stuff, nails it. He calls it a short-term mood repair. We're basically grabbing a quick hit of relief right now, even though we know we're trading it for more stress down the road. The key thing to get here is that we're not trying to avoid the work, we're trying to avoid the feeling the work gives us.
Okay, so we know the enemy now. Let's talk about our weapon, the 2-minute rule. It is, without a doubt, one of the most popular anti-procrastination tricks out there. But here's where things get really interesting, and it's the whole reason we're doing this explainer.
That's right. No, seriously. When people throw around the term the 2-minute rule, they're often talking about one of two completely different, though equally powerful ideas that come from two different productivity legends. So, on one side, you've got David Allen from the Getting Things Done fame. His rule is all about knocking out those small, immediate tasks. And on the other side, you have James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, whose rule is all about starting big new habits in the tiniest way possible. Let's dive into Allen's rule first.
David Allen's rule is all about handling that constant flood of tiny little tasks that just clog up our day and our headspace. The idea is brilliant in its simplicity. If you look at a task and you know you can do it in less than 2 minutes, just do it. Right then and there. Don't write it down, don't schedule it, just get it done.
I mean, think about it. Taking out the trash, firing off that quick "got it, thanks" email, washing that one plate you left by the sink. These things take almost no time at all. But the mental energy we spend just remembering to do them, that's often way more draining than the act itself. This rule is all about wiping that mental slate clean.
And the upside here is massive. You feel productive, you get some momentum going, and you free up so much brain space. No more deciding when to do these tiny things. But, and this is a big but, there's a catch. If you're not careful, this can turn into a form of productive procrastination, where you spend all day on 2-minute tasks and avoid the really important needle-moving work. It leads to constant context switching, which just kills your focus.
Okay, let's switch gears and look at the second 2-minute rule, the one from James Clear. This one is a whole different beast. It's not about clearing away little tasks. It's about building massive, life-changing habits by starting ridiculously small.
Clear's big insight is that you can scale down any huge goal into a simple 2-minute action. He calls this a gateway habit. So your goal isn't do 30 minutes of yoga. No, your new goal is to take out my yoga mat. Your goal isn't to run 3 miles, it's to put on my running shoes. You make the very first step so easy that it's almost impossible to say no.
And this gets right to the heart of how habits are actually formed. The point isn't to do the big thing, not at first. The point is to master the habit of just showing up. You're not just putting on your running shoes, you are reinforcing your identity as a runner. Mastering the art of showing up is absolutely the most critical part.
You've got to walk before you can run, right? Same idea. You have to standardize the behavior before you can optimize it. Make those first 2 minutes easy and automatic, and the rest of the habit is way more likely to happen. First, just show up. You can worry about making it better later.
So we've got these two powerhouse rules, but they're designed for different jobs. The real trick is knowing which one to pull out of your toolbox and when. Let's put it all together into a really simple framework.
So here it is, the simple cheat sheet. When a small, unplanned task pops up out of nowhere, use David Allen's rule. The goal is to clear that mental clutter on the spot. But when you want to start a big, new, ambitious habit, that's when you use James Clear's rule. The goal there is just to master the art of showing up.
And that really brings it all together. One rule for clearing, one for building. It's a surprisingly powerful system for taking action. So I'll just leave you with this question. What's one big goal you have, and what is the 2-minute gateway habit you could do right now to start becoming the person who actually achieves it? Thanks for tuning in.